Well, let me have a stat sheet. I'm like you. It's hard to remember the game after all the foolishness afterwards. It was a great win for us. You take out 3 or 4 little 3 or 4 minute sections, we played really well. You know, we didn't get to the shooters. One stretch there in the second half, they were 11 for 14 starting out the half. And after that, we played a little better defensively. We kept going offensively. That kept us in the game because second half we shot 57% in the second half. We got the ball inside better to Kennedy and Isaiah. Kenny Williams made a 3 for us. Justin made a 3, but Kennedy and Isaiah kept doing some things for us inside while they were making all their shots. And then finally we got them to miss a couple, but they're really a difficult team to play. They play a zone that's more unusual, so you practice it. Put it this way, Saturday we played a game, so Sunday we have a short practice, and that's the only time we spent trying to get ready for Syracuse's zone. And it's very difficult. They do a great job with it, and they have size. And when they shoot the ball well, I would probably guess that's the highest percentage they've shot in any of their losses. I went through the stuff last night in the middle of the night. I was up because I couldn't sleep. And, you know, as a coach, you do all sorts of foolish stuff. And I figured out that when they've shot under 44%, they're 1-7. But when they shoot the ball well, they usually beat people. And they shot it well tonight, the second half early, and then we were able to get a couple of rebounds and come down. But Isaiah with 20 points, Kennedy 15 and 12. Kennedy got 3 offensive rebounds on 1 possession down there, was hustling his tail off. Justin 19 and 10, 22 assists, 9 turnovers. We've been worried about the turnovers, and it's one of the things that Syracuse's zone does. It makes you turn it over, and then they turn it into baskets on the other end. I know it sounds unusual, but last year they led the ACC in steals, and this year, at this moment coming into today's game, I think they were second behind us, but we play a much faster tempo, so we should have more steals. But feel very good about it. I really wanted 17 for this group. The only worry I had is that I was afraid other people were saying something to the team about 800. And I never mentioned it, not one single time. I was afraid if somebody else was, it might make them feel even a little more stressed. And that was the worry that I had. But we did some nice things, ended up winning. It was a fantastic night. And the stuff at the end with the former players was special. And I didn't realize it, but Tyler Hansbrough and Wes Miller were here tonight. Mitch Kupchak was here tonight. And those kind of things are really important to me as well.
Roy, this is 3 straight games now that Isaiah has scored 16 or more points. Is there anything in particular that has kind of flipped the switch for him?
I don't know, and I'm not going to ask. I don't want to screw it up. But he is getting better. And one time I said, don't you think Leiden's easier to guard if he doesn't have the basketball? And he said, yeah. And I said, well, then deny him. You know, that kind of thing. But, no, Isaiah's had some big moments for us. Theo looks for him, and, you know, Theo can make some plays that are borderline and yet makes them successfully sometimes, and that was good for us.
What did you like about the way Kennedy responded from the last game to tonight?
Well, you know, I told him yesterday in our short practice he should be healthy because he only played 13 minutes Saturday, so he had plenty of energy, and I thought it was an energy level for him. He was big on the offensive backboards. How many offensive rebounds did Kennedy have? 6, and turned some of those into baskets as well. The second half, I talked to him about trying to keep Roberson off the boards because he had 3 offensive rebounds in the first half that they turned into 7 points. But Kennedy did some really good things.
He had 5 of those he converted into baskets.
Yeah.
Roy,
Roberson or Kennedy?
Kennedy.
Okay, yeah.
Sometimes coaches will hit a career mark for wins, and they'll kind of poo-poo and say that number's not. But when you look at the other coaches that have hit 800, including the guy in the locker room now, does that make it more special?
Well, I think it's pretty simple, and I'm not trying to belittle the question because I understand what you're saying, but 200 is more impressive than 100. And, you know, so when you get to 800, that's not a lot of guys have done that. So I'm human. I've got some feelings about those kind of things, and that was nice. But I hope that I get a few more. You know, I really do. And when I look back, whenever it is that I stop, I'll feel good about that. But the statements, you know, the Jock Vaughns and the Rafe LaFrance and the Danny Greens and the Marcus Pages that they made, that's I'll remember those statements a lot more than I will the numbers. No, it said congratulations, but, you know, he doesn't have to do more. Jim's a good friend. Anybody else, guys?
Justin, with 10 rebounds tonight, he's been a lot more aggressive, more consistently in the last few games. Is there kind of a switch, right after about the switch?
Same answer for Isaiah. I don't know. I'm not going to ask him to screw it up. I talked to him all summer and off season about being more aggressive, and we had to get more rebounding out of our big guys, out of our perimeter players, and not just expect Kennedy and Isaiah to do it. And I think that tonight the ball wasn't necessarily going in the basket for him, and our perimeter guys haven't shot a great percentage against Syracuse. I mean, you look back last year, we beat them 3 times, but it was our big guys. I think we averaged 44 points in the 3 games last year by our post players. So tonight Isaiah got 20 and Kennedy got 15, so that's 35, and Luke had 8, so that's 43 right there. But we try to really attack it from the inside first instead of just you can get lulled into shooting so many 3-point shots and you never get to the free throw line. So, they'll beat us by 7,000 the next time, but these last 4 times our big guys have really done a nice job.
In what ways would you say you've changed from win 700 till now, like even in that short amount of time? Or is it the key to winning not changing?
Well, I haven't changed my beliefs, and I haven't changed the foundation of what I want to do. You ask every player, like Patrick Ritchie, who came to see me today, came to the game Saturday and we laughed because every former player thinks I've mellowed so much. And if he could tell the players now what I used to do to him, God Almighty, we would never get a player, because I used to kill those guys. But I was a Looney Tune at that time. But from 700 to 800, the kids have been my salvation. You guys know the junk that's been going on. I've taken a lot of it personally, and I was not involved. But if it wasn't for the kids and the way they've made me feel and made me really enjoy coaching and enjoy life every day, that's the special thing. And you guys know this. I'm as corny as you can be, but last year Marcus Page, what he said on Senior Day, there's no amount of money. No, you put $10 million over there and say, Roy, you can have that, but if you take the $10 million, you'll have to forget what Marcus said. Well, I'm not taking the $10 million. Because those things are extremely important to me. So from 700 to 800, I don't think I've changed that much. I don't think I've mellowed out as much as I have from 100 to 800. Andrew?
Have you heard a lot from old players, especially maybe your first group at Kansas?
They know better than they call me before the game. I'll get some messages from them. They know me. I mean, what are you talking about? I don't have 800, that kind of thing. So, they're pretty special. One thing I would like to, if anybody else got a question? All right, I'll leave it to this. Back here is Coach Buddy Baldwin, and that was my high school coach. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be a coach today. Now, Wanda's got a different view on him. Because I wouldn't have gotten to the golf course if it hadn't been him either. And he's also one of 3 guys that taught me to shoot craps, so Wanda thinks he's 0 for 3, but he's really been important to me. Joe Holliday back there for 20 years, too, and the staff that I have. Think about that, guys. Nobody. My first staff at Kansas, Kevin Stallings, Steve Robinson, Jerry Green, Mark Turchin. I mean, nobody's had the kind of assistant coaches that I have. So, Joseph, thank you, son. Bud Rowe, thank you.
Thank you.